We can just say, hey, I'm Phil, and you say, I'm Jordan, and I'll say, here's how to not make electric drums suck.
I like that.
How do I say it better? Here's how to, Here's how to make electric drums not suck.
There we go.
All right.
Do it.
Here we go. Hey, I'm Phil.
And I'm Jordan.
And here's how to make electric drums not suck. For 3 years now, I've been leading worship at this church, and one of the first things I dealt with when I came in was there was this homemade drum cage that really didn't work. So one of the first things we did was get rid of that. The church here is probably similar to a lot of churches you guys might be in. We have really high ceilings, really kind of a big reverb, and we actually dealt with a lot of fluttering because the walls are shaped all kinds of crooked and with a lot of angles. So it was kind of crazy. One of the first things we did when we got to this church was put up some sound paneling, and that helped kill a lot of the flutter, which was really good. So we still have a natural reverb in this room of like 1 to 2 seconds long, maybe. Probably not 2 seconds, is it? Probably 2 seconds.
Probably 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
Yeah.
So we still have a little bit of natural reverb, but one of the things we really struggled with was taming the live drums. So we have an acoustic kit, and we had a drum shield in front of it. We even had a roof on top, and even with all that, it didn't fix the problem. It seemed like almost every week I got some type of comment card about the volume of the mix, and it was usually centered around the drums. A lot of people blame the drums for things that might not always be the drums' case, but it was just really tough to mix around the stage volume. As a worship leader, it's really frustrating to try and engage the congregation when a lot of them are distracted by the volume in the mix. And so we thought, how can we best do a setup that would allow our sound engineer to have a easier time mixing, where it would be less fatigue on the ears of the people in the audience and allow them to hopefully engage more in what we're doing and be less distracted. So that was really important for us, and that's why we decided to really try and experiment and try and figure out how to fix this issue.
So my name is Jordan, and I am the resident drummer at Fair Oaks Church. And as all of you drummers know out there, it's much more fun to play on an acoustic kit than it is to play on an electric kit. And I started, actually, when I first started playing in church, I started playing on a Roland. It was old. It was like a TD3. It might have been. I think it was probably even older than that. But all rubber pads. It's actually some of the same rubber pads that we implemented into this kit, but that was the whole kit. And it's absolutely the worst. And I know what you're thinking, that it doesn't matter what you do to the feel of the kit, whether you're hitting mesh heads or whether you're hitting rubber heads, it still sounds terrible. Well, most times, yes, but because we've implemented Superior Drummer 3, we have some of the best quality drum samples that are possibly able to be implemented into an electronic kit. And the amount of velocity changes and sensitivity and tweaks that we can do are just immense. That there will probably never really be done tweaking just because we are the way that we are. But right out of the box with minimal tweaking, we were able to get our setup sounding awesome and implemented on Sunday. It sounds awesome, and it's very versatile. So let's get talking about what we did.
Let me just explain real quick how this whole thing works. So first we'll start with the cymbals. We have Joe Becky cymbals. They're from the UK. They are hand-hammered brass cymbals, but they have trigger systems in them and insulation so that they don't resonate really loud. So this is how loud the crash is. So that's pretty awesome. And then on the kit itself, we have Remo silent stroke heads on all the kit. And then we have our Roland trigger systems on there. So we have the RT30Hs on the toms, the RT30HR on the snare, and the RT30K on the kick. All the triggers that we use here are running into the Roland TD11, and that's going into the Mac Mini via USB. We have the Behringer UMC 1820, and then we have Superior Drummer 3, that it's taking all the triggers and converting it into the amazing Superior Drummer 3 sounds. So that's like the quick, short of what we're doing here. So one of the other things we dealt with in this room is actually stage volume, and we had a lot of live monitors going on, and even guitar amps are on stage, and so it was just a ridiculous amount of noise coming off stage. Even if nothing was in the house, it was already super loud. So what we did is we got rid of every single thing that could cause any noise on stage. And we have an Aviom system already set up, so everybody's on in-ears now, including vocalists. And we built an amp room, which I'm going to show you guys how that worked and talk about that a little bit. Okay, so we're actually side stage now. We had this spare closet with just a ton of crap in it. So what we did is we cleaned it out, and we soundproofed it, and we ran, well, actually, we cut a hole in the wall. We ran conduit, and then we ran 1/4 inches and the snake into this room so that we could put the guitar amps in here and the mics for the amps. So here we are inside of the amp room. I'll show you guys how this works here. This is my Blues Junior that I run, and right there we have, you can see this little pipe. We cut this hole in the wall, and we ran a snake into the floor on stage, and that's where our mics are for the guitar amps. And then we have 1/4 inches that have labels on them so we don't get mixed up on electric guitar 1 and 2. And these run straight through the wall all the way to the floor where the pedal boards are. So it's really, really easy, and it works really well. So this is basically how we fixed a big issue that we had here at the church. By getting rid of all the stage volume, by getting rid of the ugly drum cage, by getting rid of the noise from the drums, and by giving the engineer an easier platform to work with. So all around, a humongous win for our church. The first week we ran this, we had so many people come up asking, like, what happened? It sounds amazing. What did you guys do? And it was really cool to see that response. So I'm really pumped at how it turned out. I'm actually surprised at how well everything worked together. It's way better than I thought it would have been.
And as a drummer, I have no problem playing on this kit. And it's more fun for me than playing the other one, because before, I might get, really, heated and want to, play really, passionately for one bit, but I knew that was at the sacrifice of like somebody's sensibilities or somebody's ears or something. But now when I'm playing on this, I can play as passionately, as loudly as I want, and it's still just, basically clicking pencils on a table if we turned everything off. And furthermore than that, it's like it sounds killer in the in-ears. It really does.
That's true.
It really sounds killer, way better, not because of any one person or the gear or anything. It's just overall, it sounds great. Superior 3 sounds amazing. So
yeah, it's awesome. I recommend doing this.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
Horrible outro.
That's fine.